This is War Boss Fitz. Thanks for stopping by today. We are playing 10mm Age of Fantasy Regiments. Today, our 10mm vampires, we have a Vampire Lord attached to a unit of 6 Grave Guard. We have 3 units of 6 zombies, 2 of which have casters, which are marked by the necromancers. We have a unit of 6 skeletons with a vampire champion in there with the Frost Blade. We have 2 ethereal hosts, and we have a unit of 6 Black Knights. Our good guys today are going to be the 10mm Knights, led by a chivalric champion. He has a magic sword and the sword of the hero. He is going to be represented by the Green Knight. We have a unit of 6 men-at-arms, a unit of 6 bowmen, a unit of 6 peasant levy, 2 units of 3 squires armed with short bows and cavalry weapons, 2 units of 6 knights, and in the back we have 3 Pegasus Knights. So today we are playing the Corners deployment with 3 objectives in the middle. Narratively, you can see there's a little hamlet on one side and a busted up building on the other. It looks like the Knights are here to stop the vampiric undead's rampage through the countryside. So for deployment, we have the Knights going down relatively close together. It looks like their one job is going to be get into the undead and to get busy. The undead deploy all 3 of their zombie bricks facing objectives. It looks like they're going to go right in and just try to hold it with their rotting corpses. The men-at-arms drop in the middle, looking to march forward and do some work. The peasants deploy to defend their homes. The squires deploy on the far flanks, listening to the commands of their knight masters. The bowmen deploy behind the knights because they're sure that their sight lines are going to open up pretty soon. And the Pegasus Knights deploy behind the men-at-arms to give them an angelic morale boost when their white-feathered horses move overhead. The Grave Guard deploy in the center to move forward to punish those men-at-arms for daring to take the field. Skeletons deploy in the second line as the undead think they're going to need another push after the skeletons in front drop. The Black Knights deploy to the flank, looking to make a flank charge on someone unfortunate enough to be in front of them. Then the ethereal hosts deploy in the gap, one in the building because he doesn't care about difficult terrain because they're ghosts. They're just going to go through it. Look at that, we got the dice box looking so pretty. Let's see who goes first. Undead and the Knights. Look like the undead are going to go first. We're going to start on this flank with this unit of zombies here. Our caster is going to cast the Dance Macabre, however you say it, to this squad of zombies and the Grave Guard. So he's a caster 2 and it's a spell power 2, so he needs a 4, which he gets. The spell gives some extra movement, so that means these zombies are going to go... Wait, they're going to trip. They can go 12. They could go 16. But we don't want to go 16. We're just going to go right here and sit on the objective on this side of it. And this is where we end up staring down everything coming at us. Here in the center, our men-at-arms are going to go as fast as they can, pretty much to make a wall of spears on the other side of this objective. Our other zombie unit with Necromancer is going to do the same thing. Going to cast Dance Macabre again. Again, needs a 4+. And we got it. There's 2 units within 6. He's going to choose his own unit. Then he's also going to choose this other unit of zombies over here. Then come dance their way, doing their little zombie dance to this side of the objective. Again, trying to block anybody and make a wall from the knights to come through. Our Pegasus Knights here, they are just going to move forward right behind these men-at-arms. They're going to wait to see what develops. They don't want to run out in front and get charged by who knows what kind of undead stuff. This ethereal host is going to go all ghosty and just move their way through the terrain to right out in the middle. It's a unit of peasants. As I move the whole forest, they're just going to move forward. We'll put them here to defend this house. Seeing there's no more time to wait, it's time to start the fun because these guys got the speed boost. They are going to charge into this unit here. I'm going to set them back up in a second. Now the zombies have feeding frenzies, and in regiments, only the front ranks can attack, but if there is damage bleed through, everybody can take damage. Their feeding frenzies, they have 2 attacks apiece, hitting on a 4. Oh, Lord. 1 hit, and then the men-at-arms have a save of a 5. They're fine. Men-at-arms have infantry weapons with 3 attacks apiece, hitting on a 4. Oh, we got a couple in there. Then the zombies have a save of a 6. And then they also have regeneration. That they save everything. Thus begins the slap fight for the center. Seeing that it's time to start combat, this unit of knights here is going to charge over there. They have 16 inches because they're fast, and they're in the front arc, so here we go. So now we have impact hits on the knights. Only 3 of them are able to make contact head-to-head, so that means that they each have 2 apiece. So it'll be 6 impact hits, and the way impact hits work now in 3.0 is instead of automatically hitting, they all hit on a 2. So let's see. Well, we got 4 hits, and then the zombies have a defense of 6. 1 gets through. Okay, so they've taken 1 wound so far. For the rest of the hits, it's 3 attacks apiece, hitting on a 4. A little better. Saving on a 6. Okay, all of them goes through, and regeneration. Okay, so that'll be 3 more wounds. Now the zombies attacking back at the knights, we have 4 hits. And the knights have a defense of 3. Passes all the saves. They did enough damage to kill 1 full base, and so they cause 4-0, so the knights win. But the zombies have the undead rule, which means I roll 1 dice for every unit, and on a 1 to 3, another wound is taken. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 more wounds taken. So they're able to cut down half of the zombies with the opening attacks. At the far edge of the board here, our ethereal host is just going to run forward to hang out with those zombies in the middle. Second unit of knights is going to have a more of a cautious move forward to about there, because there's nothing in range to charge this turn, so they're going to wait to see what next turn develops. Graveguard measured everything out, even with their extra fast speed this turn. Nothing is really in range, so they are just going to move to here. Move to here with the Vampire Lord in tow. The unit of bowmen, or actually, let's do the unit of squires first. They are going to move to here. And then they're going to fire at these zombies that are hooked up with the knights. We got 3 shots hitting on a 4. Ah, they all miss. So much for squires. You black knights. We're going to go ahead and move to here. Next turn, we're going to get a wheel and a charge out of them, I assume. Bowman. We're going to get to go forward 6. As I knock everybody around, this is the only downside I find to 10mm stuff, is if you jumble it, they all go flying. So let's see. They've got a 24-inch range, but really the only thing they can see are those ethereal hosts right there. The bowman hit on a 4. Then the ethereal host saves on a 6. Failed all 3, but then they have ethereal, which gives them regeneration, so they take 2 wounds. All those shots means that they have 7 wounds remaining. Our unit of skeletons is going to get a move to here, kind of fill that gap. The last activation of turn 1 is going to be these squires, which are going to come to here and take some shots at those zombies. We got 3 shots hitting on a 4. Saving on a 6. Regeneration. It fails. So those zombies take 1 wound. So moving into turn 2, it looks like the undead definitely have gotten an advantage because of the speed boost given by its casters. But the knights definitely are going to be able to strike some hammer blows on them as their bricks of knight units slam into units of skeletons and zombies. On to turn number 2. Because the knights had the last activation on turn 1, that means the vampires get the first activation of turn 2. And our Graveguard are not going to be able to hold back the Vampire Lord, who is just looking for blood. So they're going to wheel, charge to here, and then Ranks are going to do his stuff. And the Vampire Lord's in there as well. But the Graveguard have 3 attacks apiece, so the front rank gets 9 attacks. We're going to throw in the the Vampire Lord as well. Whites on 4s, blacks on 3s. Yeah. I don't know if that was right. I just picked it up. Whatever. Okay, so none of these are... Wait, this is AP1, but I think because they are peasants... Yeah, defense 6, doesn't matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds go through. Peasant Levy gets to attack back. Still full 3 ranks in the front, hitting on a 5, so we get 3 hits. And then the Grave Guard have a defense of 4. So they take 2. I forgot some stuff. First, the Vampire Lord has a breath weapon, which is going to hit, which is going to cause 3 hits because it is a blast 3. And it's going to be 3 more wounds on the peasants. And then he's also a caster, and he's a caster 1. Because it's turn 2, he didn't use it last turn, he's now a caster 2. Well, he has 2 spell power added up. So we're going to use Wither. So it's only power 1, looking for 3. Ah, fails. Because they're able to cause 9 damage, which is half in 1 round of combat, we got to roll to see if they stick around, and they have a quality of 5. They do not. The Peasant Levy take off running. The Peasant Levy takes off running, which means the Grave Guard have punched quite a large hole in the enemy defenses, and they're going to get their 3 inches of we move where we want, and they're going to use that to kind of wheel this direction to go fight some more stuff. First activation for the Knights. This unit of Knights is going to charge back into the unit of zombies. So their impact hits, hitting on a 2, and then the zombies are saving on a 6. Ooh, failed them all, but then they have the regeneration. Okay, they take 5 so far. Rest of their attacks, hitting on a 4, saving on a 6 with regeneration. Oh, so only 1 goes through there, so that takes them up to 6. On the 1 stand is zombies. They get 2 attacks, and they're going to hit on a 4, so 1 hit. Yeah, 1 failed save. Necromancer only has 1 attack, but it hits on a 3, and it is AP 2. The Knights have a save of a 3, so a 5 to save, so they end up taking 2 wounds total. Oh, I messed up last time. Instead of rolling 1 per model, you're supposed to roll 1 dice per tough left. And with the Necromancer having 6 and the Zombie having a 3, they only take 2 more wounds. That Zombie unit just wanted to be a roadblock, and they're doing a pretty good job at it. The unit of Skeletons here in the middle is going to charge into this unit of Knights. We're going to do the Skeletons first. They're going to hit on a 4. Ooh, only 1 hit. Now those Knights save on a 3. They save. So it's time to do our Vampire Champion. He has 1 magic sword that hits on a 3. It is AP 2, so saves on a 5, so that'll be 1. And then he has the Frost Blade. Hits, AP 4, saves on a 6. They fail to save, and it is deadly 3. So it's going to take a whole stand of Knights out. Knights are going to attack, hitting on a 4. And the Skeletons save on a 5. Ooh, so that's going to be... What's that? It's going to be 6 wounds. And then their champion, he has a magic sword, which misses. But then he has the Sword of the Hero. That hits. And the Skeletons fails. That again causes 3 wounds. We've got two characters all hopped up on magical items fighting each other. What they saw as an easy smash and grab turned out to be definitely a problem. This is how many wounds they have left, and because the undead rule, they take wounds on 1s, 2s, and 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more wounds taken. Alright, Skeletons, that may have really backfired. Next activation is going to be for the Knights army. We're going to have this unit of men-at-arms push back these zombies. Men-at-arms are going to hit on a 4. Uh-oh, so only 3 hits. Zombies are going to save on a 6. And then regeneration. So they lose 3. Zombies attacks hitting on a 4. 2 hits. The men-at-arms save on a 5. 2 fails, so they lose 2. So it's 3-2. Now the Men-at-Arms have the command team, which means they get an extra +2. So last turn, they should have won that combat, and the zombies would have had to test. But I forgot. So in order to rectify this, I'm going to roll this twice. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds, 7 wounds. And then we'll just do it on the 7 wounds that are, or these wounds that are remaining. That's another 2. So it'll be 3, 6, 10 wounds on top of the 3, so they take a 13 total. Yeah, that's what we got left over. And this has taught me I need to get more basic red dice. Next up, this ethereal squad, this ethereal host, is just going to go right through the building because we are ghosts. And yeah, that would be a flank charge. Because of the flank charge, no attacks back. This many attacks from the ethereal guys hitting on a 4. Oh, that's a lot of 3s. Okay, AP nothing, but it does have a reap, which means if I roll a 1, it counts as 2 failed saves. So the squires defend on a 5, so it'll just be 2 wounds. They don't fight back because of the flank attack, and they lost combat. They're going to be pinned. All right, I got my little pinned marker. I'm going to go right there to him. The unit of squires is going to squirt through on the side and sit on the objective, then fire at those zombies. 3 shots hitting on a 4. Ooh, we got 2 hits. Zombie save on a 6. Got 1 save. Regeneration. They don't regenerate, which is going to be enough to kill off that last part of that squad. Because I killed the last zombie, they would have to take a morale test, and the big guy takes 2 wounds, got 4 left. Those go away. He goes to 4. Our black knights are going to wheel and charge right into the side of our knights. They have impact hits hitting on a 2, and then the knights are going to save on a 3. They make all those saves. Now, the black knights have 3 attacks each for 3 guys in the front rank. Hitting on a 4. Saving on a 3. The knight's going to take 2 wounds. They can't strike back, which means they've lost combat, and they're going to be pinned as well. Take this guy out. We got our fancy pin marker. The Pegasus Knights are going to take off and fly into the Ethereal Squad. Impact hits hitting on a 2. Saving on a 6. And regeneration. So there's 2 wounds so far. Then the rest of their lance hits. They hit on a 4. Ooh, 2. And 2 saves. 2 stands that are left, fight back, looking for a 4 to hit. 3 hits. The Pegasus Knights save on a 4. Ooh, we got 2 fails. 2 to 2. I think converting over to 10mm, the Pegasus Knights don't have quite the punch that they did at the regular scale. Dead turn, our caster here, which is getting beat up this turn, is going to cast some spells. I'm going to attempt to cast Soul Siphon on a 4, which he does. Which means, 2, 3, the Knights unit takes 7 hits. And they save on a 3. So they take 3 wounds. So what that does is just straight removes an entire stand for those 3 wounds. They're already pinned, so they fail their morale check again, but I mean, they're over half, so they're not going to run away. Virginius, 1 attack on the magic sword. He hits. They fail, so it's another wound. So, down to 1. They still fail the morale test again, but over half, not going to do anything. Unit of Knights here, since they activated, it's time for them to activate. They're just going to try to push right through. Impact hits out of 2. They all hit. Now against the skeletons, is going to save on a 5. So they take 4 wounds. Regular attacks hitting on a 6. We got 2 hits. Saving on a 5. 2 more fails. Then we got our champion. We're going to have the magic sword on a 6. Frost blade. Or no, this is Sword of Heroes on a 6. Failed them both. And spilled over onto the captain. He's got 4 left. He takes 2 more. He's down to 2 wounds. Tell you, since undead units don't run away, they can really bog down combat. This unit of zombies over here, they're just going to do a little bit of a shuffle. Enough to where we can say the Necromancer is going to come over here, and he's going to cast the Curse of Years on that squad there. I said Curse of Years, I meant Soul Siphon. Looking for a 4. He fails. This unit here is going to activate and take off their pinned marker for this turn. Unit of zombies is going to push back into combat. Well, the zombies attack, hitting on a 6, they all fail. So let's do 1, 2, 3 squads of dudes there, hitting on a 6. We got 3 hits. I don't know if you can hear the beeping from all the construction outside. It's Midwest, still no snow, so of course there's construction. Yeah. 3 fails. Regeneration. Regenerates 2, so only takes 1. But that means they fail combat. 4 wounds that are left that are there, they take another 3, so they're down to 1 zombie with 1 wound. It's not looking good for the undead on that center objective. The archers here are just going to poke their heads out, wheel a little bit, and they're going to fire at these black knights here. We got 6 shots. Then I missed the box. 6 shots. Hitting on a 4. AP -1. Their defense is 3, so saving on a 4. 1 wound on the Black Knights. Last but not least, the last activation is the Ethereal Host attacking the Pegasus Knights. 6 attacks hitting on a 6 because they've already fought. 1 hit. AP nothing, saving on a 4. They rolled a 1. With Reap, that means that turns into 2 wounds. At least that leaves us with only 2 left to fight back. Hitting on a 4. 2 hits. 2 fails. Regen them both. So 2 wounds taken. That means one of these is gone. He goes to 2 wounds left. So at the end of turn 2, we've had the undead break through on one of the flanks. The middle looks like the undead are about to lose their grip on it. And on the opposite flank, it is a giant cluster. Moving on to turn 3. Last to activate last turn was the undead, so that means the knights go first now, and this squad is going to unpin themselves because we don't want to lose 1 more wound and have the whole unit run away. Now, next activation, this squad with the Vampire Lord is going to crash into the side of this unit here. Guard hitting on a 4. And the men-at-arms are going to save on a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds so far. The Vampire Lord uses his breath weapon. It hits. 3 more wounds. He's going to cast Wither on a 4. It fails. So then his magic sword attack hits. Oh, and somebody saved that one. Hitting them in the flank and causing 7 wounds, what they can't fight back from. That whole regiment is reduced down to 2 stands. Quality of 4. Do they run away? Yes, they do. The Vampire Lord is showing an ability to just punch through the knights, where the knights seem to be getting stuck on roadblocks that are the undead army. Squad of knights is going to attempt to punch through here. Put it on our champion first. He's going to attack with his magical sword and hit. And then the skeleton fails, or the skeleton hero fails his armor save. And then the sword of the hero is going to hit. And the skeleton fails that as well, so he is gone. So with him gone, this squad is going to be able to wheel this direction to try and fight for that center objective next turn. Squad will activate again just with the Necromancer casting Soul Siphon on that squad. Cast successfully on a 4, and it is. So that's going to be 7 hits, and saving on a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 more wounds. It's going to take out his last wound and to both of those. His morale check. He passes. Not much room to maneuver. This squad here is just going to slam to the side of those knights again. Packed hits, hitting on a 2. They all hit. Saving on a 3. Ooh, they've taken 3 wounds. Now the rest of the knights, the Black Knights attacks. Hitting on a 4. Saving on a 3. They take 2 more, 5 total. Again, they can't do anything back because it is in the flank. I'll test. They're going to be fine. This mess is starting to thin out towards the undead's favor. This squire unit, we're just going to circle around the objective here, and we're going to fire at the Necromancer. 3 shots, hitting on a 4. 2 hits. 2 saves on a 6. Fails them both. So that means he's got 2 wounds left over. Takes an additional 1. He's down to 1 wound. Triple check those numbers. Yeah, he saves on a 6, so he's down to 1 wound. Now our caster is going to cast into this squad again. Soul Siphon again needs a 4. It goes off. So it's going to be 7 hits. Looking for a 3 to save. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough to wipe that squad. Our bowmen again are going to fire into the Black Knights. 6 shots hitting on a 4. Ooh, we got 5 hits. And they are AP 1. So our Black Knights are going to be saving on a 4. They just lose 1. Okay, just 1 dice. Well, just 1 guy lost. This undead zombie, the single zombie, is just going to move to here and be a terrible roadblock. Pegasus Knights are going to attack the Ethereal Host. Impact hits, hitting on a 2. They all hit. Saving on a 6. They all fail. Regenning on a 5. 1, so that's 3 wounds so far. 6 attacks, hitting on a 4, 2. Saving on a 6, 1 save. So it's 4 wounds total. That takes him down to 1 wound left. So that means that there is 3 attacks coming back, hitting on a 4, saving on a 4, and they save. One guy with 1 wound left, he's gonna live. Okay, I guess that's the stick with the undead, is that they don't go away. Well, this rider here, he's gonna double time it and get into this objective right there. Gonna try to be a spoiler. And then these guys are the last activation. They're just gonna be able to ghost through everything. Woo! And catch them. The attacks from the ethereal host hitting on a 4. And then Squire saving on a 5. So 3 fails. Yeah, 3 fails. He's dead. I pause for regeneration. Everyone else seems to have it today. So at the end of turn 3, the undead seem to have a commanding lead on the objective points plus the number of bodies left on the field. Moving on to turn 4. Last activation was the undead, so the bowmen are going to kind of turn, and they're going to fire at that zombie there with 1 wound left. Shots hitting on a 4. 3 hits. Saving on a 6. All failed all 3, but then they have regeneration. That unit of zombies is gone. That removes that roadblock. The unit of Black Knights is going to wheel, and because they're within half, they're going to charge the Squires. 6 impact hits hit. Whoop. I didn't see that dice. 6 impact hits hitting on a 2. They all hit. Saving on a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds so far. The rest of their attacks hitting on a 4. And it's saving on a 5. There's another 4. So that means we got 1 guy with 1 wound left. He is going to attack back. He has 3 attacks, and he hits twice. And both saved. So the last squad, it's only 1 guy left. He's going to stick around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Somehow that guy's got balls of steel. These knights here are going to charge. And they're going to be able to make it into the flank of these guys. Oh, 6 impact hits hitting on a 2. They all hit. The Graveguard saves on a 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds so far. Attacks from everybody else. Wow, they are motivated. Saving on a 5. Or saving on a 4. So there's 2 more. So they have taken 7 so far. Magic Sword misses. Sword of the Hero, it hits. And then fails, so that's another 3 wounds. And they hit him in the side, so they can't fight back. So, 1, 2, 3. We got 1 left on there because I got these guys are 2 bases on 1 base. So there we go. There's only 5 left on there. I meant there's 7 wounds left, plus the commander. So that's going to be 13 wounds. I got to roll. 13 undead rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more wounds. Uh-oh. 1 takes that off, and then these 2 is going to be 3 and 3. So that's everybody except for the Vampire Lord is gone. These squad over here, they are going to... Ooh, I smacked the camera. They're going to double time this direction, leaving their objective in the hands of the Ethereals. And once we get close enough, he's going to cast a spell at those knights, trying to help out his vampire buddy. That's the way casters work. The Vampire Lord is going to give some power over the Vampire Champion. So he would be at 2 power, but now he is at 3 power. So we are going to cast Curse of Years on a 4. It goes off. That's going to be 3 hits at AP 4 on those knights. 2 of them are going to go down. I was able to take the last 2 wounds off of this stand here. This squad is going to break away, come to this side, and fire again at this Necromancer. 1 shot hitting on a 4. It hits. Saving on a 6. It fails. That will be the end of that caster. My neighbors decided to start running his blower, I don't know, at 7 o'clock at night. Because why not? We can roll with it, though. These guys are going to charge this way. We have 3 attacks, hitting on a 4. 2 hits. Saving on a 5. Failed 1. That will be the end of those squires. Our Pegasus is nice because it's the last turn. They're just going to move cheekily and just be there, just to contest the objective. And finally, the last activation that matters, the Vampire Lord is going to charge into and do some stuff to the Knights. Let's go fire the breath weapon, and it misses. Uh-oh. Then the Vampire Lord has one attack with his sword, and it misses. So the Knights get to attack back, hitting on 6s. One hit, saving on a 6. He passes. Champion, his magic sword misses. Sword of the Hero misses. So the Vampire Lord seems to be very ineffective without the rest of his Grave Guard. So at the end of turn 4, with that Vampire Lord still alive, it's going to be 2 contested objectives and 1 objective held by the Undead for a vampiric undead victory. So everybody, this has been 10mm Age of Fantasy Regiments with the new 3.0 rules. Thanks for stopping by and watching the video. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the button, ding the bell, do the things. Leave a comment, tell me what you would like to see from one-page rules games. Would you like to see some more 10mm fantasy? Would you like to see some 8mm grimdark future? More firefights, more skirmish games, or just the base Age of Fantasy and grimdark future games? So again, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. And remember to relax. It's just man dollies.